Hello everyone, welcome back to David at Go to Hobbies. Who knows what that is? Well, I'll tell you what it is if you don't know. It's a Swiss Army penknife, supposedly, but it's a knockoff. It's not the proper McCoy because proper McCoy is a totally different ball game completely. And yeah, I thought, I wonder where it's made. So I thought, right, don't worry, I'll be careful. So open it up. And it's stamped just there. They're all not normally they're all stamped there. Where do you reckon it's made? Stainless China. Well, the quality of the stainless steel out of China goes rusty. Stainless steel doesn't go rusty because it's supposed to be of a reasonable quality. But I'm afraid that is a load of BS, isn't it? Because I'll tell you now, I bet that's just Mars steel. That's all that is, just Mars steel. Because I bet I could bend that. I reckon I could bend that with my finger. That's how crap Chinese stuff is. I did, or I've still got, a penknife I bought years ago when I was a kid. And I'll never forget, I thought, and I checked on it, and it says made in Sheffield. That is when we used to have an industry until our government got hold of it and decided to destroy it. What did they do? They allowed foreign imports in. They didn't put tariffs on these foreign imports and protect British jobs. Why? Because they were getting backhanders, and our crooked government, our incompetent government. This is what our government is. They are two-faced, absolute flipping arseholes. I don't know about you, but I cannot trust one word they say. Sorry, I've got a doggy down here. I'll give another example. If you want something made in Britain, like this, I made this myself. At least I can say it's British made by a British person. Yeah, me. And all it is twisted copper wire and silver soldered at the ends, or silver solder. And I make things out of copper. As I used to make pyramids. The biggest one I made was 7 foot high for a bloke in Scotland. It had about a 14 foot, nearly 15 foot base, because at the bottom of a pyramid, obviously the angle's like that, right? So the further away you come from the point, the bigger diameter of the base. So this one was 7 foot high from the middle of the pyramid to the floor. It was huge. I don't think he realised what he was buying. Cost him hundreds and hundreds of pounds because obviously, that's what I did, because obviously it's a lot of work involved. Wait, sorry, I've got dogs playing, so if you hear some growling, they're up for a lark, as you can hear. So that's what I used to do. I used to actually make copper pyramids. I worked all the dimensions out, got a special calculator. It gave me they're up for it. It gave me all the calculations to the degrees of the angle and everything. So I know what I'm talking about, pyramids. There's various different types. Nibiru period, which was, in other words, is the Russian pyramid. It's called the Nibiru. There's another one called the Giza pyramid, which I used to sell a lot of. But I've made both. You can make a pyramid out of wood, plastic, copper, anything you want really. Does it work? Yeah. But I've deviated off a subject, isn't it? We start with a penknife and end up talking about pyramids. That's that's the way it goes. But it's like this. There's magnifying glass. I wonder where it's made. I wonder if it's got a made in where stamp on it. Can't see one. But I'll tell you what. Don't look Chinese. I've done that with the Chinese one. It'll probably fall apart. I don't think I should have done that really, but we'll put it back together. Anyway, yeah. What do you think of quality pen knives and material like stainless steel cutlery? Well, I'll tell you one thing. You put it in the dishwasher, it goes rusty. There's rust marks all over it. And, yeah, shoddy workmanship. God knows what their aircraft like. You imagine it, go up in the air, start falling apart or getting rusty. Yeah, but that's their export side, isn't it? What they keep is the best. Anyway, let me know what you think about stainless steel, the quality of stainless steel that we import into this country where we used to make our own. And we used to have a thriving industry, didn't we? We had British Rail, when it was British Rail and not owned by every Tom, Dick and Harry in the world. And then we used to have a generating business, in other words, British Energy, or whatever they used to call themselves. And then it changed names. Then it was National Power, which then sold out to, I believe it was, changed its name to Empower, then Eon. But you know what? The British government did this to us. They sold us out. All because they wanted to go private and make billions of pounds out of the sale to line their own pockets. Do you know what? The government are actually thieving bastards. They really are. Because, you know, they go on these trips making millions of pounds or thousands of pounds extra on top of the salary from the government. And you think to yourself, talk about, you know, daylight robbery. It is, isn't it? It's absolutely daylight robbery. You think to yourself, if anyone else was doing that, they'll get the sack. It's a pity they can't be sacked, isn't it? They deserve the sack. But you think to yourself, the state of the country, the police are absolutely flipping useless. They've got no backbone. The hierarchy of the police are like a load of wet lettuces. They're dictated by the government what they can and what can't do. They've got more rules coming out of their arses than they know what to do with. And the poor police officers are trying to uphold the law. And then what do you get? You get these TikTok or whatever, videoing a policeman dealing with this bloke in an airport, and they only show part of it. And I dare say the bloke has still not been charged. I think it was Manchester Airport actually. And then they reckon he's going to get away with it. It's wrong, isn't it? It is totally and utterly wrong. This country is absolutely screwed. And why? Because the bureaucracy of the common market and their rules and regulations, human rights and all that BS. Don't get me wrong, it's good when it works, but bad when it doesn't. And you think to yourself, what about us English folk? Don't we have a say in our country? Apparently not. Look at the farmers and what Rodney Plonker's done in Wales. He went to the Welsh conference and Labour conference, and he basically spewed a garbage out, and I lost count how many times he said thank you thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like a bleeding record stuck on, in the track. He's going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's Keir Starmer. If you haven't seen the video I made about him cocking up again about when these migrants being stopped, this one bloke has been stopped. Wow, they've actually stopped one bloke. Record. You think the world's gonna rejoice. Sir Keir, getting the name right, or is a Rodney Plonker in here, that's what I call him. But the thing is with this Muppet, is an absolute moron. And the rest of the MPs, I think, are absolute morons because they've got their heads so far stuck up their backside, they don't know where they're coming or going. And all they seem to do is regurgitate it. So you talk it, then do it, and talk it, then do it, and talk it, and do it. It just goes round and round and round in circles. And you think to yourself, they talk it, they eat it, they talk it, they eat it, they talk it, they eat it. BS, isn't it? And no wonder our government is like complete waste of space, complete waste of time. I'd never vote for Labour, and I certainly wouldn't vote Conservative. And there's only one person I'd ever vote for, and that is Nigel Farage. But we'll leave that for a minute, and we'll carry on talking about the Welsh Labour Party. And they're going on about, we booted all the Conservative out. Whoa, big deal. More for the people that voted for Labour, that's all I can say. Because you asked for it, you voted for him, you've got what you deserve. An absolute plonker of a bleeding Prime Minister. Anyway, going back to this bloke that they've arrested for people smuggling. He basically it was an international effort. The British couldn't do it on their own. You had to involve everyone else. So, yeah, it shows you how good we are, isn't it? Eh? So, he's talking about it, and who remembers him saying sausages and get the sausages out, not the hostages? Do you remember that one? If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it. And I've done a video on that as well. But he has got a habit of cocking his words up. And he done it the other day. He said, instead of getting the gangsters or something to that effect, he said, get the guns out. And he's done it again. But you've got to see the video. It's so funny. I was nearly pissing myself when I listened to him. And I had to keep replaying it about 3 or 4 times. I thought, he's an idiot. He's an absolute moron. He really is. I could understand that people make mistakes. I make mistakes. But when you're the Prime Minister, people look at you with guidance, leadership, moral standards. Ain't got none of it, has he? All he does is spurt this BS and talk about this, talk about that, how good the Labour government is, how good the Welsh government is. We've got Labour in power in Wales. God help the Welsh. Do they really think they're what they're going to get? And look at all the farmers. What the farmers need to do, perhaps, is do what the French done with muck spreaders. And I don't fancy being a police officer. All that muck being flying around. It must absolutely stink. And have you ever been past a field that they've spread muck on? It absolutely, it's vile. And they were spraying it towards the police. It's so funny. The road was the colour of SHIT. It was, the road was covered in this stuff. And perhaps they should spray it all over Parliament, because they wouldn't make any difference because of the shit inside and the shit on the outside. Oh dear. So it's past 9 o'clock. Not really. But seriously, we've got a right muppet of a government. God help us all. So anyway, look, let me know what you think about our stupid government, and they've destroyed everything in this country and doing so now. Um, Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to, share the video, and please subscribe. And there'll be more coming. So stay tuned. See you in the next video, everyone. Bye for now.